Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Ben Lee. Today we're going to have a look at Biomutant, and I'm going to give you guys my top 10 things that I think you need to know. This is a really beautiful looking game, and I'm really excited for it. It could be a lot of fun. I'm going to cover this game with some guides, tips, tricks, things that you need to know from release. So if that sounds good for you, hit that subscribe button, also hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. I do stream right here on YouTube nearly every day, and I'll be streaming on the day of release, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll be notified when I go live. Don't be like Dave here. Come on, Dave. You could do it. Alright guys, with all that out of the way, this is a game that's being published by THQ Nordic, and it's going to be released next week on May the 25th on PC, Xbox One and PlayStation 4. This game is being developed by a company called Experiment 101, and it's going to be an open world, kung fu style action RPG. And I've got to admit, from what I've seen guys, this looks like a lot of fun, and it's a game I would like to cover, so let's get straight into it, starting on number 10. Character creation. This game has an in-depth system for your character creation. You can customize absolutely loads of things, including the color of your fur and how high you are. You can choose different breeds which will change your base stats, ranging from vitality, strength, intellect, charisma, agility, and luck. And then you can also change these stats manually with this slider here, and interestingly enough, as you change over something like agility or strength, it actually will make your character bigger or smaller based on the stats that you choose. So it seems the smaller and lighter you are, the smaller your character will be, but that will also mean that you'll have more agility and you will be able to move faster, and the stronger and beefier your character is, you'll be able to absorb more damage, but you'll be slower. As well as that, you can see there are some resistances that you can choose, which will obviously help your defense against those elements. On top of all that as well, there will also be two different auras that you can choose early on in the game, which will affect your character, and they are essentially light and dark, and it's reported that some skills and abilities will be locked behind which route you take with these, which will give you some good replayability to be able to maybe choose a different aura. Alright, number 9, classes. This is the building blocks around what type of specialization your character will have, such as the commander who focuses around guns, and the side freak who's all about different types of spells and magic in the game. I won't cover these in this video, so stay tuned to the channel for a future video covering all the classes and their perks. However, there is one class that can only be unlocked via either pre-order or a separate purchase later on, and this class is called the mercenary. This one comes with a katana and a wakizashi and the dual wield ability from the start. Alright, number 8, combat. There's a really good mix of combat in this game, varying from melee, with what seems to be a ton of different weapons, from two-handed swords, dual wields, to nunchucks, to guns such as assault rifles, shotguns, there's magic use, and a lot more, which also seemingly have a lot of customizations and crafting about them. There's also a dodge ability, which looks to be a really key mechanic to be able to avoid damage in this game, as well as combos and also blocking. Another cool feature as well is being able to swap between your weapons on the fly, to be able to make use of your melee, spells, and guns, depending on your current situation and the build you go for. Alright, number 7, crafting. It's not a new concept to RPG games, but this is also a huge part of Biomutant. And as you can guess, it allows you to craft or change weapons you have based on the resources you find in the game. As well as this, in the top left corner of the crafting menu, weapons have a quality based on star ratings. The different way you craft items can change the fire rate, the accuracy, crit chance, magazine size and more, as well as being able to add elemental types of damage such as electric, cold or fire to these weapons as well. So it looks like there is a ton of different variations you can do to be able to customize your type of character and play the style that you want to. Number 6, story. This game is based around saving or not saving the Tree of Life, which has been contaminated, so you'll venture out into different areas of the map to save the roots of the trees while dealing with the different enemies around, and as well as that, the 6 different tribes of whom you will interact with, and depending on your choices with them, the story can branch off. Essentially, 3 of the tribes are good and 3 of the tribes are bad, and you can choose to either help them or choose to destroy them, and you do this by taking over their outposts, and that just comes down to you as a player which way you'd like to go. Number 5, dead zones. There are areas around the map you'll need specialist equipment for, such as gas masks in toxic areas or warm clothes for cold areas, in order to explore them safely. I personally think this is quite a cool feature, and it means you'll have to acquire these before you can venture into these zones to find out their secrets. As well as this, there is dynamic weather with day and night cycles, which is said that it will influence how the NPCs react and their behavior, and I just think this is another cool feature added into the game. Number 4, mutations. This is something I'm really excited about, as mutations will allow you to augment your character and obtain different abilities such as levitation, telekinesis, a robot claw type hand, and a lot more. And I don't want to go into too much detail on this video, but I'm super excited to see how this plays out in the game, and I can't wait to experiment with all the different mutations. And even looking at the footage here, being able to pop a little mushroom down on the floor and jump on it kind of Mario style, or even being able to zap someone gun with a Star Wars style lightning throughout your hand. It just looks like great fun, and for you guys who know me, I love doing different builds and experimenting with things, then doing guide videos and things on them. I believe this will be something that I'll be experimenting with quite a bit. And you know I love to do it live, so remember to come by and stop by the stream and say hi. I'd love to see you in there. Number 3. Mounts, companions, and vehicles. As you travel around the world and meet the various NPCs, you gain access to quests to be able to unlock certain vehicles and mounts, and companions that will help fight along with you, and depending on what actions you take in the game, they can change their attitudes towards you. There is also quite a variety of mounts in this game, such as a funky looking horse to help you traverse the open world, or even a mechanical hand that's quite quirky, and from what I've seen so far, the numerous different vehicles you'll be able to unlock are such as this weird looking squid submarine, to be able to allow you to fight an underwater boss, and also quite a cool jet ski called a goo glider, as well as different gliders to be able to help you fly through the air, and even I think a suitcase that you could sit on to levitate throughout the world. So all in all, loads and loads of different ways to get around this open world, and they just look really cool, really quirky, and really fun. I'm really excited to try these out myself and see which ones I like. On top of all that as well, you even get mechs, and these could be super powerful, but we'll just have to wait and see when the game launches. Number 2. World Eaters. These World Eaters are essentially epic and huge bosses throughout the game that you'll have to face in order to save or not save the world tree. Apparently with these World Eaters as well, you could choose to either kill them or not kill them, which will affect the storyline, and it's down to you as the individual player on what choices you would make. They look like really interesting and humongous fights, and again, the scale of this game is just really cool. I really love seeing bosses that are really big. It really makes the game feel epic, and this is going to be a really awesome part of this game. Number 1. Quests and loot. Of course, this game is based on quests, with the main story quests which you could focus if you wanted to, and side quests which are optional but might have some cool narrative to them, or even have some really nice rewards, but it's up to you as the player for if you want to do them or not. Nothing new here, but still really nice. Apparently there isn't any fetch quests, so that's really nice to know. So as well, you could breeze through this game, and I've heard that the main story is about 10 to 15 hours long, but you could drastically extend that by doing some side quests and other just general exploring of this beautiful world. Biomutant also uses the traditional color-coded system that many games have adopted to easily identify the rarity of a piece of gear. So green for rare, purple for epic, etc, etc. We'll see when this game's released what they use, but I'm really excited to get around this game and find some tasty, juicy loot. Alright guys, so if you learned anything today, hit that subscribe button, and also remember to hit that like button. Remember, I'll be streaming this game on release here on YouTube, so remember to turn on that bell notification so you'll be notified when I go live. You can also join my Discord. It's completely free and link will be in the description. We got loads of people in there always talking games, and I'm really looking forward to Biomutant being released next week. It looks like a very quirky game, and it's really piqued my interest. And let me know what you think of this game down in the comments, guys. Is there a particular part of this game that you're really interested in, or a particular class that you want to play? But until the next one, guys, I hope you guys have at least learned something, and I also hope you have a really nice day. And until the next video, I'll see you very soon. See you now.